Looking good, Johnny. Keep going. All right, here's today's project. At least I hope I'll get it done today. I've got this plastic building here. It's 8 feet by 16 feet. And I poured a new pad for it up behind the house to get it out of the main driveway. And my plan is to make a couple 2x6 skids for it, block it across the back and the front, and pull it down the road over here, all the way up to a flatter section on my property where I can slide it down behind the house and get it on that pad. But I'll take you upstairs and I'll show you where it's gonna go. All right, here's the new pad for that plastic building that we're gonna try to drag up here. It's been here for a little over a week. Got it filled in around the edges, have grass planted, moved the fire pit from here to there, and you can see we got the trampoline set up since the weather has gotten nicer. So the plan is to bring it up the road, around down this hill, and figure out a way to get it up on that pad. All right, let's see how this goes. All right, I've got 4 10-foot 2x6s. So I need another roughly 7 feet, 8 feet to put on so I can have enough hanging over the ends. So I don't waste these. All I'm going to do is use pocket screws in these. Well, I'm going to put pocket holes in them, and when I get downstairs, I'll go ahead and put the pocket screws in before I slide it underneath. That way I'll have 20 foot. That'll give me 2 foot in the front, 2 foot in the back. And I will probably cut a little taper on the ends of each one of these so that no matter which way I pull it, it hopefully won't dig into the ground so much. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut the tapers in, drill the pocket holes, and get them downstairs, get them put together, and find a way to shove them underneath. I already had my wife help me shove the building away from the retaining walls that are there, so it should be ready to hook up. Probably going to put some holes in here to hook some straps to, or put in some eyelets or something in order to pull this frontwards and backwards. All right, I'll get this part of it done and then bring you back when I get them downstairs and ready to put together and put under. All right, I've got those screwed together. Now I've got to figure out a way to get these boards underneath of this building so that I can figure out where it's going to balance the best, and so the floor doesn't give way. And like I say, I might have to put one more underneath the middle, but I'm going to put it on time lapse here, and we'll see if we can't get this thing up and on these runners. All right, here's the setup. We've got my grandson Johnny on the Honda Foreman Rubicon, hooked up with some eyelets back here, screwed into the top of those those 2x6s that are running front to back. Got it hooked to the ball on the back. I've got a board going across the front as a lug, and same going across the back. And I have 2 more eyelets in the back. Now, the one thing that I was wrong about at the beginning of this video is that this shed is only 13 foot long. I was thinking of the dimension of the deck that we put down, or the concrete pad that we put down. So here we go. Go ahead, start her up, John.
Okay.
Put it in low range, please.
Low range?
All the way forward.
Oh.
Slow, slow.
Slower.
John, over this way. Okay, hard right. Hard right. Keep going. John, watch for traffic. Head over that way. Head over that way. There you go. Now turn it hard to the left. Sorry for the jerky run. Just go over that way a little bit. All right. Looking good, Johnny. Keep going. Hold on a minute, let me give you some instruction. Stay right along the side of the road, head over towards the orange thing. You're going on the far side of those rocks right there. Big, slow turn. Farther over, closer to that edge. A little slower so I can keep up. Slower. The old fire pit. I got to move that watering hose. No, don't. Stay over that way. I don't want those boards to catch on this concrete. That's good. Over towards that watering bucket. Hard. Stop. Turn it hard. All right, stop. I want you to back up first.
Back up first?
Just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're doing.
Okay.
Back up and then turn this way.
There you go. No.
The wrong way?
No, I want you to put it in reverse and back up. You turned the key off, buddy. Now you're going just a little bit, Johnny. Back up. All right, stop. Put it forward. Hold up so I can get it on film. Come. It's all right. Come on. Do you have it in low?
What?
That might help. Go ahead, pull. Johnny, turn this way. All right, now this way. Keep coming. All right, stop. All right, do me a favor and go right down the middle of the concrete pad. Slow down. Stop. We dug some dirt, so let's clean this up before we put the building over it. Shut her off and we'll clean up a little bit. All right, here we are for our final pull till we have to take the sled out from underneath of it. Slowly, John. Watch your boards. Remember, like I told you, they can only hit the ramp. A little more. A little more. That's it. That's it. Okay, let's unhook. You all right? I'll unhook you. Ow, that was hot. All right, go ahead and pull ahead. Yep, I can.
There we go.
All right, thank you, Johnny. All right, all I've got left to do now is blow that out, let it dry out, and then I'll start transferring some of that stuff from down below up here. Not all of it, but I would never recommend doing what I did. I took a big chance in doing it. There are, all right, the battery went dead right at the end of that video, so let me reiterate what I was trying to say there at the end. I would not recommend trying to do this the way that I did it, only because there was the potential that this thing could have fallen apart while we were, sliding it along. And I did have some fairly smooth surfaces to drag it on, and I could see where if it was rough, where it would really put some stresses on the building and pull apart screws and such. But when I was figuring out how to do this, I knew that there were some reinforced areas on the floor of this for places to park your lawn tractor and such. And I wanted to make sure that the 2x6s were under that extra supported area. And I also wanted to make sure that the 2x6s underneath were evenly spaced, so that there was about a third hanging over that side, a third hanging over this side, and about a third in the middle. And that seemed to work really well to get it so that the floor didn't bow in the middle or bow out on the down on the outsides. And it did work out well, and I'm happy with the results, but again, I wouldn't recommend doing it. But I really do appreciate you watching my videos. If you would subscribe, follow, share, like, comment, that all helps the channel. Have a great day.